'tis the season for the final matchups. This year we have childhood friendships turned into a major championship rivalry. I take on Trevor in what was a rematch of my only loss of the season coming in week 11, the slaying of the king. This year, on the other end of the spectrum, we have This Is the Year TJ Tatro and Daily Fantasy Football Sean. No longer playing for the right to be examined. SATs are no more. You are now playing to not plan a party. I do believe both of you would plan a good to decent party. So I'm very much looking forward to whoever loses really pouring their heart and soul into this event. Good luck. I dispatched Al quite smoothly and even had to, at one moment, remind her to set her lineup. That is despicable, deplorable, and absolutely distasteful. You're in the fucking playoffs. I don't care if you've checked out in week 7. You should be able to set a lineup. It's absolute nonsense. I wasn't going to lose to empty spaces and injured players. That's fucked up. Trevor took care of Pete. Fuck, I'm not over it. Al, I fucking hated that. Okay. Trevor took care of Pete, putting up a pretty good score there. Actually, coming back from a 10-point deficit, having a 26 point swing to beat Pete by 16 points. That's why we played 2-week playoffs. It really distills the best team. Take some of that randomness out, take some of that injury luck out, really, really seeing who is the best team in our fantasy football league. It's Christmas. Miracles are in the air. And Christmas is the time of storytelling. So I'm going to tell a story. It's all down to Trevor and myself. The Battle of the South End of Newburyport. Chestnut Street was our home growing up, where we would often play football in our little street against the asshole kids from Barton. Chestnut Street, Barton Street. Guess the hand motions are quite meaningless. It all is a matter of perspective, but the kids who lived on Barton Street were dicks. So we'd play football in the street, kind of this 2-on-2 hand touch football, and we'd play roughly 6 car lengths, and if you get 2 completions, it counts as a first down. Trevor and I had a lot of instances of growing up together. We played on 2 baseball teams, and we won a championship with one of them. Famously, Port Paint and Paper was an absolute force to be reckoned with in that 11 to 12-year-old Pioneer League. A league, whatever that thing was, right? In the lineup, I believe it was Mike Sweeney, myself, Nate Hickman, Trevor Patuk, Jack Brophy. I think those were our first 5, right? We had different roles on these teams. At 12, I was a scrawny little fucker. I had no power. I was up there second. All I did was slap the ball either just by or just over the second baseman's head. I'd get on base. Trevor was actually quite famous in the league for his power hitting and his approach to the plate. Trevor would step up to the plate, and he's going to swing that bat 3 fucking times. First pitch, second pitch, third pitch. He never took a pitch. Closing his eyes and swinging as hard as he possibly could, he's either striking out or hitting a home run. So he's driving in a lot of runs that year. On our way to a championship, he's even hitting a home run in that little field, and that was a pretty big deal when we're 11 and 12 years old, if anyone could hit it out of that thing. After that season, we moved on to the senior league for the 13, 14, 15-year-olds? Yeah. And in senior league, A-League, we had a great team, we had a great coach, we're winning a championship. Senior league was the raggedy-ass bunch, as close to a real-life Bad News Bears as you'll ever see. The 2 coaches are dipping potentially drinking, they're showing up late, uh, fights in the dugout, which I'll get to in a second. It was just this hodgepodge of nonsense. We were picking up random players halfway through the season. Guys were quitting. So, partway through one of these seasons, we only had two coaches, right? So, when we were up to bat, our one coach would be coaching third base and the other coach is coaching first base. Both these dudes have that classic like New England blue collar vibe. The Timberland boots, the cargo shorts below the knee with rips, back pocket's got a circle, backwards hat, goatee, big gut. Dirty t-shirt or polo shirt like awkwardly tucked in. And one of the times like they're both the coaches, they're out in the field, right? We're hitting. Trevor and another guy on our team, Keegan Gorman, get into a wrestling kind of a fist fight, rolling around on the ground of this dugout, right? Like kind of really going at it, you know? And first base, coach on first base, like he can't give a fuck. And then all of a sudden he's looking over, yells some swear words at us, and a couple of us kind of try to rip him apart, but who cares? We didn't really like Keegan, and I think some of the other guys on the team didn't really like Trevor, so nobody gave a shit. They're just kind of beating each other up. I got into it a couple times with Keegan's younger brother, Ashton, who was also on our team. So I don't know. Maybe it ran in the family. A new rule was instituted in our little baseball team here. It was the Connor's mom rule. My mom would come to all the games and she'd sit in her little lawn chair out in the field, I don't know, somewhere. And the coaches, because there were only two coaches, no one else wanted to coach with these guys. So like no one else's dad wanted to be part of the coaching staff to be involved. So the two coaches asked my mom if she would sit in the dugout because my mom was just so sweet, so kind-hearted that no one would fight in front of my mom. So we ended up with an honorary third coach and morale in the dugout was lifted. Come time for the end of the season, we're not winning, we're not having championship aspirations with this group. And this is Trevor's favorite story about our infamous head coach Mark Daigle. Mark Daigle, um, I don't know, he knew baseball. He did. He kind of knew what he was talking about. He's putting us in the right spots. He can put a lineup together. Um, he knew what he was talking about as far as baseball was concerned. Fine. But he didn't understand anything about like how you organize and get people together. So at the end of the baseball season, it's very typical that like you're gonna have the pool party at Jimmy's house, or you're gonna have the pizza party at the Papagino's or whatever. End of the year, Mr. Daigle collected $20 from everyone. Every kid, so your parents go give Mr. Daigle $20. You have $20. Like we're gonna have a pizza party, whatever. Maybe there's gonna be a little trophy, whatever. I don't know. A couple parents were like, "Oh yeah, like feeling generous. I want this to be a nice party. I'll give you an extra little whatever, right?" Mr. Daigle never contacted anybody after the last game of the season. He collected over $200. If there were 15 guys, that's like $300. He collected, just completely ghosted the entire team. And I mean, I think it's unrelated, but within a year, he actually moved to New Hampshire. Uh, that's bold. And you really got to be desperate if you're stealing $20 from every 12-year-old from your kid's baseball team, right? Scummy ass move. But at the same time, I miss those days. Just running around the field, swearing at each other, getting into fights in the dugout. This was part of our growing up. And now look at us. Middle-aged, potentially balding. This is really all we got going on. This is our Pioneer League now. This championship is really setting up to be a spicy one. And I'm all here for it. I'd like to briefly touch on the other end of the spectrum here. This was the year of TJT. Now, TJ in our league occupies a unique space, let's say. He tries extremely hard. I would argue this season he tried significantly harder than the group of Alex, Signy, and App. And I feel a little bit worse for TJ. And I've tried to give him credit throughout the years and also this year for the amount of effort he's put in and what he's really talking about. Like he knows ball. The unique space that TJ occupies is this space of simultaneously being a complete loser when it comes to all of the games, but never being the ultimate loser. So I found a stat. TJ's combined record in the 11 seasons in the league is 54-82. That's a .397 career winning percentage, the lowest in the entire league. One regular season, he even went 2-10. This was before the NFL expanded to the extra games, so our regular season was 12 games long. 2-10. TJ has never come in actual last place. So he's never lost the loser's bracket. So even though statistically we might think of him as the worst player, he's never been punished. That 2-10 season? Well, you know what studs really came through for him at the end? Corey Davis and Robbie Anderson helped him beat a 6-6 team of Tim Downs. When he needed the wins, he got them. So he might suck, but he doesn't suck the most in certain situations. Now, on the other side, Sean is no stranger to last place. Sean really takes this all or nothing approach to fantasy football. This every other year, I am all in or all out, in it to win it mentality, which I kind of love. Tanking and trading players one season for draft picks for the next season to attempt to stack his team for that upcoming season. In 2020, Antonio's Jabronis came in dead last place. Sean took the SATs. The following season, in 2021, no Gus, all breaks, took home the championship, right? Every other year. So, if history were to repeat itself, Sean would come in dead last place this year, and he would win the championship next year. Every other year, Sean. Will this work again? Who the fuck knows? So, those are the 4 remaining teams of any merit. I think there is a story to be told about Brennan, but maybe we'll get to that at another time. Now, to see you all into a wonderful Christmas evening, I have prepared an edit of some highlight plays from my players and Trevor's players to actually give back to the people who really contribute to fantasy football. And that is the football players. Because my contribution is clicking some buttons and reading some statistics. Fijne kerstdag.
Dress it up and make it real for me. Whatever that fucking means. There's something in the styrofoam. Spill the day to get my mind blown. Dress it up and go to Nassau. 200 miles on the dash. Gotta roll a pound up a gas. Switching lanes in the Grand Rapids. We the one that kept it cool with all these niggas till these niggas start acting. Shoot a nigga like a film in a movie, nigga, gon' let him have it. We ballin' like the March Madness. All these cops shoot a nigga tragic. I'm the one that living lavish, like I'm playing for the Mavericks. I don't want it for the bitch that might have made me fuck her even though she average.
Reflect packed with radiance. Rising consciousness of my people in the stadiums. Or I could get ignorant like the nigga Maury Povich portray it as I'm hip-hop baby dad. And all of y'all my litter, my little kids and my labels mass. A pill, a blunt, a pill of some liquor. I get to my hitters, they spray your ass. Get money fast, RIP the check. Smell my kilo breath. I spit and I freeze you to death. Cuban tobacco mouth, trap nigga cologne. Ben had the OG respect. Pick the city, I knock 4 of your baddest. 16 chillin' with Supreme Magnetic. Fort Greene nigga with a little Queens bastard. Now I'm in a ghost off Benz of an Aston. Icon status. And we still strapped, case you niggas want static. Still ballin', still mackin'. Nigga ain't 100, he's 60-40. We 50-50, that's automatic. My niggas got open cases, but niggas got watches and bracelets. And CeeLo, I never throw aces. Don't give a fuck about races. Pray that my niggas come out of the feds. Shout to my niggas who dead. We got the stripes. All I got is my real niggas for life. Nas for Henny, Future, pour Dirty Sprite.
Dirty Southern stuff.